Hey everyone, James here, owner of PaydirtDFS.com. I want to do a quick video on how to upload into the Portfolio Manager. It's going to be the first of a set of tutorial videos that I end up doing around the Portfolio Manager. Just as we lead into NFL season, I think that it's something that people should get used to using and understand a little bit better. So this one is going to be all around how to upload into it, some of the things that you might run into as you are uploading into it that you can fix by yourself without tagging me. I'm obviously always happy to help people solve these things, but there are a couple common pitfalls that happen. So first things first, let's go to it. We're going to go into experimental. We're going to go to the DFS Portfolio Manager. Now we're going to need a couple things here to upload into the site. So the first thing that you're always going to do every single time, select your site, DraftKings or FanDuel, select your sport, whatever sport you're doing. Today we're going to do baseball, and then select your game type, classic or showdown. If you do not do these things first, it can cause problems in the upload process. So just always better to do them now and do them right ahead of time. So the first thing that you're going to need is a DraftKings FanDuel CSV. Now this is the site CSV that contains the player pricing and specifically the player IDs that are going to be used for uploading and for export. So you have a couple different things you can do here. If you just wanted to fill out the CSV template, you can do that. So if we hit the CSV template, you can see that for DraftKings, it is name, ID, roster salary, or roster position and salary. Now, if we change from DraftKings to FanDuel, and now we hit the CSV template, notice that it now says nickname, ID with a capital I and a lowercase d, roster position and salary. It's very important that you understand that for FanDuel, you need to have nickname and ID written this way. And for DraftKings, you need to have name and ID all caps. Okay, roster position and salary are the same in both, but for DraftKings and FanDuel, they are different. That's really important, especially if you're uploading from SaberSim, and especially if you'd like to use the export functions later on after you have created your portfolio and managed it. Now, if you don't want to do the CSV template, this is what I always just do. I'm going to go to DraftKings. I'm going to go to whatever it is sport that I'm playing that day. We'll go baseball here. I'm going to just go to whatever contest, doesn't matter. And then I'm going to hit this export to CSV button. And this is going to give you exactly what you need to upload into that. So this one is 376. I'm just going to upload this. If you wanted to find it on FanDuel, I suppose I should show that as well. Go to whatever it is contest, and then you're going to hit this download players list. And when you click this, it will give you this, and this has everything you need. Notice that it has nickname, ID, it has roster position somewhere around here. I know that it does. Yeah, roster position, and then it also has salary. So we're going to load that first, all right? So we just know that this is the one that we need. And it's going to load up. It'll say projections file loaded successfully. This should probably say pricing ID file, but whatever. I'm bad at coding. Next things is going to be the portfolio file. So this has a couple options. If you're loading from SaberSim, it's going to be just the IDs. If you're loading from DraftKings or FanDuel, it's going to be names plus the IDs. So it'll be this, right? And if you're loading from Paydirt, you can do either this names plus IDs or just names, right? So from Paydirt, we're going to do just names. And let's go ahead and go to the model to grab it. So I'm going to go over here, and we're going to go to the optimals. I always will hit reset optimals and then load reset just to make sure that I have the most updated pair. So now there's a couple different things here that I've added, but just for simplicity's sake, we're not going to worry about too much of this. Just note that these filters affect the optimals that you're seeing here. And if you want to export the optimals, like the full optimals file, which is 10,000 without any of the filtering, if you just wanted all 10,000 lineups, you hit this prepare full data export. If you want to filter it, which I'm going to do, you are going to set your filters, whatever you want. I want a mix of priority variables here. So I'm going to say, let's just say 50-50 here. I only want 4 or 5 man stacks. I want minimum salary used to be 49K. And then I'm going to hit this button. Now, specifically for the portfolio manager, you'll export either the IDs or the names. I always do the names. So then it'll give you the optimals, right? And this one has 2,200 optimals today based on the filtering stuff. And we know this is 860, so I'm just going to kill that, right? Okay, let's come back over here and let's upload this. So there you go. Portfolio file loaded successfully. You can see a couple of the portfolio manager or a couple of the optimals there. Last thing that we need is a projections file. So we can go back over to the player ROO and we can say export to portfolio manager. And then again, this has everything that you need. Don't have to worry about it. And this is export 85. So let's come back over here and upload. Now, quick note, if there are any name mismatches, you're going to see them down here. All right, so Lourdes Gurriel from portfolio to the site CSV, and on DraftKings, he is Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and it matched with a 95% confidence score. This is just to make sure that we can match IDs later on. Now, after it has gone through the name matching analysis, and after you've given it a couple seconds, what you can do is you can go up here, and you can go to Manage Portfolio, and then you can start managing your portfolio. So everything will load up. You can see all of your lineups. You can go through. This video is not about how to use the portfolio manager, so I'm not going to go through too much here, but that is how you can upload things into the portfolio manager. So really quick, I also wanted to go back and show a couple things that are common mistakes that people make, so we can answer a couple of those. So go back to data load. Quick note, if you go from manage portfolio back to data load, it resets everything. Same thing with if you go back to manage portfolio, it is all reset. So important to know that. Now, one mistake that people make relatively frequently is trying to upload something that has something other than just the lineups in their portfolio. So for instance, let's load up the CSVs here. If you were to export this, not that one. If you were to go to the optimals and you were to export the full or export the filtered and you just export optimal set names, see how we have the salary, projection, team count. We have all these other things here, right? If I try to upload this, watch what happens. This is 813. So we got a network error here, right? This is one of the errors that you'll run into. This just means that there was a memory issue. So let's kill that. And now let's go take the thing that I just tried to upload and let's remove the stuff around the lineups. All right, so there we go. Now this loads up fine, right? Another thing that you might end up running into when you are doing your portfolios is, say that you had one extra column here. Let's say it's random, whatever, equals rand, whatever, just a random number. Right. So if I try to upload this now, let's go ahead and kill these, clear the data. Now if I try to upload this, look what it says. Length mismatch. Expected access has 11 elements. New values have 10 elements. So what this is telling you is the CSV that you tried to upload has 11 columns, but it was expecting to only have 10 columns. So whatever sport that you choose, like you'll run into this. Say that we were trying to do for tennis, right? Or for golf. Let's go golf. If I try to upload this file has 11 columns, but the manager only expects 6 columns when we're dealing with golf. So it's always important to make sure that you only have the lineups in the file that you're trying to upload. This is a pretty common mistake that people make. All right, so now that we've done that, we go back to MLB, we try to upload this, and lo and behold, it works. The final thing that I think that people will run into a lot in terms of mistakes with this will be the last thing that I show, is with the range of outcomes. So something that people make a mistake with is not having these exact explicit column headers. So it has to be player names, position, team, salary, median, ownership, captain ownership. It has to have all of these columns. The easiest way to make sure that you have all of these columns is to grab the template because it has exactly those columns, right? And you just fill in the data here. You can also, of course, when you download from Paydirt, if you go to the player range of outcomes and you export for the portfolio manager, it has exactly those columns, so it'll work perfectly. But if you have one of those columns being incorrect, for instance, if I change this to names of dudes and save this, and now if I try to upload it, oh, it actually worked. But then we have down here, key error player names, right? So what this is telling you is it could not find the player names column in the, let's see, in the projections file, right? So projection names equals projections player names to list. What this is doing is it's trying to take the column named player names from the file named projections and turn it into a list of projection names. It can't do that because there is no column here named player underscore names. So very important that for this file, the projections file, and for the DraftKings FanDuel CSV, that the headers are exact. The headers do not need to be exact for the portfolio file, but you do need to have the exact amount of columns necessary. So hopefully this video has been helpful. I'm going to be trying to do more tutorials as we talk through and get ready for NFL season and unleash the portfolio manager into the big showdowns. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm going to be doing some videos going over the functions moving forward and what each one of the functions means, what you can do with them, and how they are applicable in the portfolio manager. So thanks so much. I appreciate all the support. If you have not checked out Paydirt, then I think that you should. Obviously, there are a lot of subscription options. It's the best price in the industry for any site that has this level of models and this level of support. So come check out the site. Come check out the subscriptions. I appreciate everything, and I will talk to you next time. All right, adios.